Welcome back to episode 3 of this Road to Glory series. We're playing Bayern in the Cup, we're doing push-ups, yup, and we're scoring goals from all angles because that's what the Kickers do. We win, and we keep winning, and we're turning it around today in episode 3 of Road to Glory. Here is where Footy left you last time. The Kickers in 18th, sitting at the bottom of the table, winless, with a couple of big fixtures coming up.
We needed to turn the form around, and what better place to start off first than against Firth?
Greuther Fürth.
Greuther.
To be precise. Here's the lineup, in case you forgot. Sane up top, Munzi, our top goal scorer, a defense that has been leaking goals, but Geifer the Gaffer, the goalkeeper, has been keeping us in many of our games so far.
Here's a first of many saves that you'll see this remainder of the season. Absolute stud, making sure that we are putting ourselves in a position where we can actually win something. So here's him just being a boss.
Not only saving goals, but distributing. Look at him work it out here to Nets, up through Munzi, working it through the back, up to Toko out of the middle, and bang-a-rang, Toko into the bottom right corner, doing what he does, putting us up 1-0.
We weren't done there, though. Munzi takes it up, running right down the heart of the D, and gives him a little taste of his own talents. Ha!
Taste of his talents, baby. Fike, the Gaffer, the actual Gaffer, also at left back, interesting free kick taker, but he misses just wide before Lotrick, off the bench, powers home a lefty finish to put us up 4-1 and finish the game with our first dub, our first win of the year.
That's big. What do you think a Gaffer is, by the way?
I'm not sure. That's a great question.
We'll figure it out sometime.
Got to watch more Ted Lasso for that one.
Woo! Stay tuned. Let's go, Richards.
Richards happy. The Gaffer, the actual Gaffer happy. Big first win for us. Next game against Karlsruhe, if I'm saying that correctly. It's actually just a good lesson in language here. We do lose 3-1, so not so fast. The win was great, but didn't mean too much yet.
Made some changes, looking at our lineups, getting the trainings in, having a peek in the marketplace, knowing that we would probably need to improve this team a little bit more if we actually want to make a run deeper into the season.
Heading back into some games, some big games here as we try to turn it around against Au, another tough one. We go down 1-0. We finally decide to move our formation around a bit, moving Vranks and Toko a little bit deeper, sitting deeper because our midfield had got caught out. You can see here, even on their second goal, big gap between our midfield and defense, and we've been leaking goals because of it.
Make another tweak up top, getting in a little bit more of a quicker guy with Baumann in there. Here's where we start our comeback. And reminder, it starts out of our D. You know, we find it in the midfield and have our fast boy Stout take it up down the wing, hammers it home.
It's a full solo goal. That's a solo run if I've ever seen one.
We've got 10 minutes left in this game. Can we make it happen?
Right off the kickoff, they make a little error, a little boo-boo, which Mbayo takes full advantage of, pulling us even at 2.
We press them. We're bringing it home. We know that we can do this. And we prove it here with the reverse angle, Sane, lefty, bottom corner. Watch the babies crying on that field. Look at them crumbling as Sane celebrates, the team celebrates, and we maybe start the season over again.
Huge comeback victory for us. You could feel the momentum shift. 80th minute, we put in 3 goals. The boys believe. Footy believes. Takes to Twitter, his favorite platform, to share out his thoughts. It's going to be a turning point in the season. He can just feel it. Next game, immediately afterward against Dusseldorf, Munzi puts one home. We finish that game up 2-0, take home the dub, and we're off to the races, you could say. All the way up in 11th place after that 18th place finish at the end of the first video. Fast forward to this 3-1 win over Darmstadt. Gonna give you a quick montage, quick highlight here. This header from Sane, what do you think?
I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. I mean, how many diving headers do you really get in this game?
That's fair, but how about this save from Geifer, the Gaffer, full extension?
You know, it is full extension. I think he may make it look a little nicer than it actually was. I'll give him a 7.8.
And the form, lastly, on these push-ups as we seal the 3-1 W.
Well, I can't do that, so that's a 10 out of 10.
Fans think it's a 10 out of 10. They're pretty thrilled.
That performance definitely was.
Couple more big games in November after that 3-1 W. VFL, we ended up drawing this game 2-2. Pretty high scoring. Defense still needs to work out some kinks. Sandhausen, same deal. We pull a point from that game as well. We settle for a 2-2 draw. But big game coming up. Bigger things ahead. Because we've been doing well in the league, we have an 8-match unbeaten run, which is pretty incredible. However, now we're up against the Giants, Bayern Munich, in the round of 16, DFB Pokal Cup.
Something I got to let you guys know and let the team know here is we switch off who plays each half. I play the first half sometimes, Eli plays the first half sometimes, and we trade it to the other guy for the second. What you see here, all right, the murder that takes place here is absolutely of my own doing. I'm not even going to pretend like there was hope in this game. Bayern, from the get-go, was adding the pressure on, and really, we could not hold back anything that Lewandowski wanted to do. He just is superior in every way.
Footy was exasperated pretty much from the jump. You have Douglas Costa and Kimmich running circles around us, just finding Lewandowski. Every touch he takes is in the back of the net. And we're down 2-0 after 20-ish minutes, only to get worse, sadly.
And we had this, we lowered the difficulty down to a complete amateur, novice, never played before. Still getting hammered. Here was a shot. That was positive.
Was our one chance?
Yep. In Felladocio, he was hyped too. Only down 3-0s. That's a dangerous lead for an opponent.
Especially one of Bayern's caliber. Look at this. Overzealous. A little bit overzealous. Take us out in the box. Don't give us a chance.
When we smell it, we know it's cooking.
And we were smelling this PK. Munzi steps up, drills it home, right in the corner, makes Neuer look like a fool.
Absolute clown.
And that's not all, because Ballman scores again to put us 4-2 down. Obviously, game was pretty much over at that point, but nice to at least get a couple of consolation goals against the Giants. Lewandowski, real life and in video game life, is still dominant after all these years. And Footy realizes we're just not at this level yet. You know, could we have done better? Fair question, even though it's kind of mean. Could we have done better? Yeah, but we're not there yet. Maybe next season in the Bundesliga. Who knows?
Right now, though, we are 6th in the table and approaching our ascent into the top 3.
Huge run of form where we've gotten some big wins. This is actually a game against Hanover, the first place team, where Sane has a pretty sweet scissor kick here. I'm going to give you this from all angles. Thanks, FIFA. Putting it in the left-hand corner and putting us up 1-0 against the first place team. A lot of ones there.
Feeling good, feeling fine. Here's a little tricky play on the line. Throw it up, a header across, glancing header, brings us home another goal. Sane's having a day.
His jersey number kind of represents how many goals he has. Not 11, but 1 + 1, 2.
Nice.
That's why he chose that jersey.
That's exactly
for
why
this game.
Strictly this game.
Couple nice goals. They do get one back in the 87th minute off a corner. Little deflection here. They're grabbing the ball. They're trying to do what they can, but it's not enough.
Wurzburg is making a climb.
Up into 4th, baby.
We feel it. Everyone else feels it. Here we go.
Here's a quick look back. September, October, here's where we start going in our run. You can see all the wins and draws, keeping us unbeaten in the league. Obviously, by the time we get to December, we do lose to Bayern in the Cup, but we're still keeping things going strong in the league.
Now, as we approach the winter transfer window, we need to make sure that we had the proper scouts out, pulling in as many resources as possible. Conversely, we also needed to make sure that our bench and team was in line, so we looked over negotiations that were soon to expire, renewing some with Baumann and Ronstadt.
Ronstadt, underrated, right back. He's been solid for us all year.
I think this is your big guy, right? Luka Netz?
Luka Netz, we brought him in at the first transfer window in the summer. He's a big guy. He's been good for us, but he is a bit slow out on the left wing. So that's where we move him into center back.
Unfortunately, our undefeated run came to an end. But on the bright side, we were able to bring in some youth. Looking forward to our new signing, John
Presa. Out of Spain. Our first young signing. Could be a stud. That's what we're hoping. We want to actually move him to wide midfield so that he's working on his acceleration, some of those passing skills, whipping balls in from the side. He's got a decent amount of pace. But here's our big signing of the window, our actual transfer signing. We bring in Moussa Kone. We needed some help up top. Munzi's good, but he's getting old, and Kone seems like an awesome player to bring in.
Absolutely. What he agrees to is a reasonable sum. I think it might be the highest on the team, but most importantly, he's got the fastest wheels on the team.
He's got the wheels and the money, the bag, to make others jealous, perhaps. But if he's bringing in goals for us, we don't care.
We don't care. We just want to win.
We just want to win. That's the footy way. We care. We care about the players.
A little bit about humanity.
Except for Santhemeyer, who we haven't played too much, and we get rid of in our last move of the day. Sitting in 5th, feeling good, 14 games left, heading into our game with Bochum.
Since signing Kone, here's our first game back, playing VfL Bochum. We've got Kone starting up top, hoping to lead our comeback against a team we were humiliated earlier in the season.
Couple of link-up plays up front to start, but Mbayo ends up being the one to put us in front. Mbayo, Stad, again trying to link up with Kone, a couple players trying to get him his opening goal to open his account. Nice save here from the keeper, but liking what we're seeing so far from Kone.
Guy for Gaffer, the guy for Gaffer, doing what he does. Unfortunately, nothing much you could do about this goal. 1-1 going late into the game. We're pressing.
Vronk, another guy we picked up beginning of the season out of the midfield. Look at that determination, that sheer willpower to put it in the back of the net, put us up 2-1, and give us the dub. Team's excited. Footy's pretty excited. He's a very emotional manager on the sidelines, which you love. But is the game over yet?
Well, the ball's played in deep, and it looks like it's gone in, but I guess it didn't. I guess it didn't go in.
Guess it just went a little bit wide.
I guess the Wurzburgs are the best bergs.
Worstberg, Bestberg. That remains true against VfL. Vronk, again, proving to be the midseason hero, keeping our energy going. Wins against Paderborn as well, elevating us, moving us up in the table. But sad news with Eric Verstappen. Is he brother of Max Verstappen?
It's not been disproven.
It's not been disproven, but he's leaving our team, which is sad news. We're making moves for the future. We're thinking about scouts. We want youth that will take us further even next year. And who do we decide? Who do we choose?
Well, we looked over our options, and we netted out on a coach a scout with experience and judgment. We're talking about Philip Arnold, and where did he go?
Argentina.
Argentina.
We're still looking at players all over, keeping our options open, but hoping to find youth specifically in Argentina, even with some other bigger names on the horizon. Game against Gruer Fürth, the team we took down earlier. Kone with his first goal, opening the account finally in the 80th. And in the 89th, what do you know, Baumann, we re-signed him to a contract. He pays us back immediately.
Stud.
We're all the way up in 3rd. Pretty huge jump. Let's take a look back. Since December, we keep winning games, especially in the league. Now that we're out of the cup, just focusing completely on the league. And we're winning a lot of games. We brought in Kone. We're feeling good heading into these last couple games of the season.
Now we've got a big game on the books. We're looking at a 2nd versus 3rd place tee-up against Nuremberg.
Rivals, as you can see from the preview here, should be in for a cracking atmosphere. We're feeling the same. We've been doing press conferences all season, but our German hasn't been getting that much better.
Really bad. I think most of the time we don't know what they're saying. We just say positive things like, we're surprising people, for sure, if that was your question.
The team's been great.
Probably.
We hope. It's been pretty good offensively, which we saw from this pregame graphic here. 53 goals, clearly up top in the league. And early on, it's not the offense that's doing it for us. It's the defense, getting in some deflections. But here, that offense comes alive with Mbayo.
Too quick on the wings. You give him the space, he'll give us a goal. Simply devastating attack. On the other end, it's not like Nuremberg didn't have their chances. Another shot flies over the bar.
They're not happy. They're figuring out how to get through us, and we make a formation change going 4-4-1-1, a little more defensive. Bring in Lotrick, a center attacking mid, and move Nets into the center back position we want him to occupy. But Kone, wanting to make headlines as always, puts us up 2-0 with a nice strike.
Nuremberg, you just can't count them out. They press, they get a goal back. We do our best to put the game away.
Stad, another pacey winger. Look at that beautiful ball into Kone. Diving header, pretty close. He wants a defining goal of the season, not to happen just yet. And speaking of just yet, let's speak of Luca Netz, who makes another defensive stop to keep us up 2-1. End of the game, Nuremberg does have one final chance, but here Guy for the Gaffer shows why he's Guy for the Gaffer.
Keeps the game in favor of the good guys, Wurzburg, and in turn helps us ascend into 2nd place.
Pretty incredible for a team that came from 18th Right after, no break, we're playing Hanover, who's in first. Look at this nice goal, again from the wings, Munzi, making sure we don't forget his name after all that he's done for us this season. That game finishes 2-2. But Munzi, he's not going away. You know, we brought in Kone, he's been getting a lot of game time, but look at how good he's been all season.
Up for top scorer in the league, and in turn keeps our team top in the league.
We fast forward to 3 games left, so 34 total games played. We're at 31. Kone scored 5 in his last 3. He's just on fire, and he continues that here. Look at this early chance. Ooh. He wants it. He's confident. You can see his confidence growing game after game. Slides it through to the wing. Mbayo just continues to be the player that surprises and delights. Look at that speed.
Too quick.
That almost felt superhuman there.
Too quick.
We go into halftime up 1-0 on Dusseldorf, and we finish the game with those 3 points, putting us almost out of reach. 2 games left. We're feeling very good about securing promotion, and this is our last game against Karlsruhe. Ooh. Saying that one wrong. Think about how far we've come. 18th. All we need is a point here, not even, to gain us promotion into the Bundesliga. Footy's dreams, Wurzburger's dreams, about to come true.
The team feels it. They're knocking the ball around, and lo and behold, we pull it out.
Final whistle. The players at first are like, oh, this is okay. And then the camera cuts to a new angle, and they're freaking out.
I mean, we were too, to be frank. Everyone's in disbelief. Cameras. Look how many cameras they got on the field. I don't remember there being that many cameras.
A lot of when we got promoted,
yes,
personally.
Yes.
A lot of camera people, a lot of celebration. Team's going wild. They definitely didn't expect this beginning of the year. And Footy, again, emotionally takes to Twitter, quoting his favorite song, "Life's a highway. He wants to ride it all night long with his boys."
Man, Bon Jovi. Name a better relationship than Bon Jovi and Felladocio.
We finish in second, 64 points. Pretty incredible season, especially with no wins in our first 5. Braunschweig now occupies the 18th spot that we did so many moons ago. Top scorers, Munzi was up there, Kone's up there, even only playing a couple of games.
We've got assist leader Toko. I think he was my favorite in our midfield.
He's been with us all season. He's a stud. Even clean sheets, guy for the gaffers up there. And here's our team stats. You can take a look at how we got as far as we did.
Ridge, Munzi, I mean, the guy's an absolute stud. I'm hoping that he's able to keep his production up next year, but realistically, we might be leaning on guys like Keanu Stad or Nzuzi Toko or Dylan Mbayo next year to help lead the team and produce some of the assists necessary for our goals.
100%. We can't say enough thanks to our older players that stuck with us, because here are all the moves we made this season. We brought in Nets, we brought in Richards, we brought in Mbayo. Really brought some youthful energy to the team with Vronks, who had a couple of huge goals in the middle of the season. Footy worked his magic. We got rid of some of the older players like Douglas, Sane eventually, Schweers, who no one knows who that is because he didn't really play, and Kone, who had huge goals at the end of the season. Unbelievable year from this team. Unbelievable belief. Unbelievable profit margin. Yeah, no one's talking about that. 60 mil? Whew.
That's good money. We should pocket some of that.
Yeah, we are pocketing some of that. End of season awards, more formal awards dinner. Nets wins, exciting young prospect. Still got room to grow, but he's exciting.
He's exciting. I love him. He's young, a ton of talent. I think one of our awards for the old captain presence literally goes to an old captain on our team. It's a very specific award dedicated to the 33-year-old Arnie Fike.
Richards, on the other end of the youth spectrum, he was a game changer defensively. He came in, and even though we still leaked goals, he made huge stops, defended crosses, big for us.
Frank Ronstadt was our most steady presence, top to bottom. We brought in some guys who were impactful after the summer and winter transfer windows, but Frank, he was here through and through.
Another guy that was here through and through, Toko, out of the midfield, big goals, there when it counts. Defensively, offensively, whatever we needed from him, Toko was there to make it happen.
Keanu Stad. Talk about speed crossing king. All right, if you need to cross a crosswalk, you go to Keanu Stad and he'll take care of you. That's for sure.
Take care of the crosswalk, that's for sure. Vronk, not as much the speed, but he's young and he's fresh because he held it down in the midfield, and he was one of those youthful presence, energy, game-changing guys.
Now, Florian Flecker, he was injured early on, but I'll tell you what, he also had a goal this season. Check this out.
Look at that little flicker, if you remember that from last episode, if you're a real diehard. Mbayo, couple of goals of the season, mostly just through his pace. He's the speed crossing king, but he's the young speed crossing king.
There are some nuances to these awards, Kaz. Now, Ridge Muncy, of course, was our all-time old faithful, puts the ball in the back of the net player. He's getting old, so, we're glad we got one good season out of him.
Kone, flip side, good partner with Muncy, but he's here to stay. He's the future. When we think of our team in the Bundesliga, we think of someone pouring in goals. He's 24, right in his prime, and he got the job done for us. You know
who got the job done? Geifert Gaffer. Unbelievable presence in the back line. Also getting on in his age, so this may have been one of his last seasons.
May have been his last. It was Footy's first, and what a season it was. We took the Kickers all the way from 18th after 5 games to winning the title and celebrating with the lads. You can see on Twitter just how much it meant to him, and he's ready for another season. We're ready for another season. We want you to let us know what we should be doing next season as we continue this road to glory.